We're talking about the infinitive. How is the infinitive formed? By adding to the verb. Now, the word though to is usually used to form the infinitive, it is omitted when we use words like shall, will, do, and all that. So, we are talking about now, although to is used with the verb to form the infinitive, this to is omitted in certain cases. Okay. The auxiliary verb we are talking about now, when you are using the auxiliary verbs like shall, will, do, did, should, would, may, might, must, could, can. When we use such auxiliary verbs, the to is automatically omitted. For example, we will say, you will eat. You might come. He must come. She can study. You may go. He did come. So, like that, the to is omitted. That's what we are looking at. So, though to is used to form infinitive, it is missed out or omitted when you are using the auxiliary verb. To, though, though. To, though, to is usually, though, to is usually used with the infinitive, with the infinitive. Infinitive, it is omitted in the following. It is omitted. It is omitted in the following. In the following. That we'll look at it now. Okay? We need to add to the verb, but in this following, what I'm talking to you about auxiliary verb, we will be omitting the to. Now, we are talking about one auxiliary verb. We're talking about the auxiliary auxiliary verbs like shall, will, do, did, should, may, would, might, then we have must, could, and we have can. Now look at all these auxiliary verbs. When we are using these auxiliary verbs, shall, will, do, did, should, may, would, might, must, could, can. When you use all this, to is omitted. To form the infinitive, we have to use to the verb. Then we get the infinitive. When we are using auxiliary verbs like shall, will, do, did, should, may, could, would, might, must, could, and can, we omit to. Okay, so how will the sentence be? We will write. Example, let's say you will say, we'll take this word will. Then you will say, you will eat. You can say, you will eat. No to is used. Okay? Or you are talking about must. Then we will say, he must come. We will say, he must come. He must come. He must come. But we do not use, we don't use to the must, to. Another sentence, can. We are using can. Then we'll say, she can study. Or he can study. She can. She can study. We have omitted. It is omitted in the auxiliary verb. Okay, we'll do some more. You may. You have the may. So we will say, you may go. You may go. You may go. So we used may. Then we have other words. Did. He did come. We have did here. Or you can say, she did come. Or she did go. Whatever. Then we have, okay, should. I should do. I should. I should do. I should do. Do my homework, whatever, should. Then we have, they would come. They would come. They would come. And what are the words we have here? Might. He might pass. He might pass. Okay, might. Then, so like this, in the forming of sentence with the auxiliary verbs, we do omit the to. We do not say you too will or you will to eat. No, we will simply say when the usage of would, might, must, could, can, shall, will, do, did, all these auxiliary verbs, when we are using in a sentence, to is omitted. And that's what we are looking at. Although in the infinitive, the verb in the infinitive, we form the infinitive. To the verb, we use the word to come, to go, to dance, whatever. In the auxiliary verb, if we are using auxiliary verb, we have to omit the to in forming the sentence. I've got some more verbs where to is omitted. Now the verbs like bid, hear, make, see, watch, please, need, know, let. Again, when we are using these verbs, to is omitted. Okay? Now, for example, you will say, I bid farewell. Bid. I hear the raindrops. I see a vendor coming. I watch the sunset. Please come in. I need a book. I know that song. I let her in. When we are using such words, we again omit to. Okay, this is the second type. First one, we finished in this second type. Verbs like bid. Verbs like bid, hear, make, see, watch, please, need, know, and let. When you're using these words, we are omitting to. Using of these verbs in the sentence, we do not write to. Like, now, first word we have bid. She bid us, or I bid them farewell. I bid. I bid farewell. Bid. Now, next we have is hear. I hear the children playing, or I hear someone shouting. I hear the cricket making noise. Hear. So you have here, I hear. Okay? Then you can also say, I heard. I heard the children play. You can also say heard. I heard the children play. Oh, I heard the lion roar. I heard the lions roar. Okay? Heard, hear. Next, make. Okay? Then you can say let. You have here let. Let her come. Let her come. Let her in. Let her in, or let her come. Okay. No. I know. I know that story. I know that story. I know. Or I know him. I know him. Okay, next. Next we have make. They make, or they made. They made noise, or they made a cake. Watch. I watched. I watched the sunset. I watched. I watched the sunset. The sun set. Then, please, please, please come in. Please come in. Please, need. I need an umbrella or a watch. I need a chair. I need a chair. Need. Then we have know. I know him. Okay, While using words like bid, hear, make, see, watch, please, need, know, and let. When we are using such verbs, we usually omit to. So we simply say, I bid farewell, she made me give up drinking, I heard the lions roar, let her come in, please come in, and so. We do not use to. Only in the formation of infinitive we use to, but while using these verbs, we normally omit to when forming sentences. In the third type, I have for you some more verbs like had better, rather than, would rather. Again, we omit to in forming these verbs in a sentence. Okay, that's the third type. These are phrases. When we have more than one word, we say phrases. So we are in forming sentences. When we have phrases, we omit to in the formation of sentences. Phrases. Phrases like had better. Phrases like had better. I had better not gone there. I would not have gone into trouble. I had better chosen that vehicle. I would have reached faster. Huh? So the phrase had better. I had better. I had better. Okay. You can say I had better not gone there. I had better not eaten that rotten food. I had better taken my umbrella, otherwise I would have got caught in. So had better, the phrase when you use, do not use to. The other phrase is rather than. Rather than. Like saying better than, rather than. Okay? I rather go home than sit and wait for my friends. Rather than. I rather do some useful work than while away my time. I rather go to school and study than sit and sleep in the house. I rather do some useful work than idle away my time. Rather than, the phrase. Okay, another one I have here is would rather. Would rather. Would rather. I would rather go home than get caught in the rain. I would rather wake early. Otherwise, I'll miss the bus. I would rather start early to be on time in school. So the phrases had better. I had better do my homework, otherwise teacher will punish me. Rather than, I would rather eat and go to school than faint in the school. Would rather. I would rather choose this storybook than that. So when we are using these phrases, we do not add to form the sentence. Now let's look at sentence. Okay. I would rather not eat. I would rather not eat at all. Okay? Another one. Had better. You had better. You had better. You had better sleep now. You're not well, you had better sleep. You had better sleep now. Been talking too much. Okay, so now, I rather go home than be here. I had better not gone there. I had better. I had better. I had better not gone to that place. Not. I had better not. I had better not go there. I had better not meet him. Okay. Now, I rather go home than be here. I rather go home. I rather go home than be here. Be here. Rather than. In the phrases, in three phrases we have here, had better rather than, would rather. In these phrases, when we are using these phrases in a sentence, we omit to in the formation of sentences. That's what we are looking at.